Embrace your wild woman. What on earth does that even mean? In this video, I'd like to share my personal insight with you and hopefully give you a bit of a different perspective. We tend to throw those fancy schmancy slogans and words around without really ever truly digging deeper into what they mean, because words have power. When we call a woman wild, what we're actually saying is that she is uncontrollable and untamed, just like a wild animal. Many of my clients struggle with allowing themselves to truly be free, because what is an animal that lives in nature, that lives in its natural habitat, living out of his instinct? It is free. The ironic part is that most of us don't like to see animals in a zoo because they are being captivated, but we put ourselves constantly in one. Many of my clients believe that if they keep themselves small and don't really allow themselves to get out there, follow their instincts, act on them, be just free and just really liberated from everything they were told they should be, they should do, they should look like, then they feel they won't be able to hold themselves in check. There is this belief that they might not be a good person because a person that is free and wild doesn't care. A person that is untamed and follows their instincts might not be a good person and might be out of control. What are we really saying to ourselves when we are holding on to these belief systems? When people say, be your most authentic self, that is a lot of rubbish, because what part of you should be authentic? The part of you that's going nuts, the part of you that is loving and caring, the part of you that can get really angry and is super competitive? Which part? All of these parts make you, yet none of these parts is you. Why I'm saying this, because most of us believe that our thoughts and our emotions are absolutely true. And this is 1000% who we are. It's only partially correct, because what you feel and think yourself to be is based on the current identity and the current position that you hold for yourself in your life. And it's changeable at any given moment. Can it really be that easy? Yes, it can. Our mind will always seek for reference points in the past to validate and to justify a next move that we want to take. Meaning it wants to keep us safe. So when we have experiences in our past that were negative, we will be hesitant to try it again, or even to try something completely out of the box because we are not sure how this is going to plan out. That's why many are struggling to really step into their own inner wildness. They keep themselves small because they're fearing that if they step out of this box, they cannot, first of all, control themselves, but they also don't know what is going to happen in their life and in their surroundings. So the devil that you know can often be easier to handle than the one that you don't know. You know how they say the future is made in the present. So if you want to untame yourself, if you want to get out there and be the wild woman, the sexual being, the one that just allows herself to exist in the full juicy presence that she is, then you need to start creating new experiences, challenges that will create new reference points later on. Because the more you challenge yourself to do something you've never done or that you're even scared of, and you see it's actually working, the more you will build that trust in yourself, in your capability to do things, to be things, and to create the life that you really want. One of the things that has helped me the most was really not just trusting my instincts, but absolutely acting on them. The acting part is so important because that's exactly referring to the challenge point that I said to you before. It is saying no when you mean to say no. Calling people out on their bullshit when it's just clear as daylight for you. Walking away from situations that don't feel right and going towards everything that your inner being is telling you to. I've done a lot of things that were rationally completely illogical, if you want to call them that way, but turned out in the end to be the biggest blessings in my life. Because our instincts always know that there is more out there, that we are meant to do bigger things. Now those can be different from each and every person, so you gotta find your own sweet spot, but you have to release it. I understand that this is often easier said than done. So if you need help with that, I have created my program From Fear to Power that will allow you to get the power back in your life and not just understand your fears, but also create a relationship with them that they no longer control you. You can check the link in my bio. Please remember, being wild only means breaking free from everything you were told you should be. Sending you so much love, and I have added another little video with a beautiful metaphor. Mwah.
A lion raised in captivity has never been in the wild. All of his experiences have been in the cage. If all of his experiences have been in the cage, and that would be his natural habitat to him, then why do they lock the cage? They lock the cage because even though his experiences do not validate it, instincts tell him there's something else out there. And the reason so many of us are frustrated today is that we are pacing around in the cage of a job or a life or a situation that has limited us. We may not have the background for it, we may not have the training for it, but our instincts tell us, I belong out there.